Hello everybody, welcome back to Facts 365. If you like what you see, please consider a subscribe. We are not an AI channel, we just find interesting facts concerning each day. Here are 10 interesting facts about December 15th. Number 1, Lindt Cafe Siege. On December 15, 2014, a lone gunman held hostage 10 customers and 8 employees of a Lindt chocolate cafe in Sydney, Australia. The Sydney siege led to a 16-hour standoff which resulted in 3 deaths, including the perpetrator, and 4 injuries. The eventual assessment was that the gunman was a very unusual case, a rare mix of extremism, mental health problems and plain criminality. Number 2, South Sudanese Civil War. On December 15, 2013, the South Sudanese Civil War officially began. It is a multi-sided civil war between forces of the government and opposition forces. It resulted in a stalemate 6 years later. Number 3, Christmas Island boat disaster. On December 15, 2010, an Indonesian fishing boat carrying 89 asylum seekers and 3 crew members sank after being dashed against the rocks near Rocky Point, Christmas Island, an external Australian territory. 50 people died and 42 were rescued. The incident was the worst civilian maritime disaster in Australia in more than a century. Number 4, Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. On December 15, 2005, the Lockheed F-22 Raptor formally entered service in the U.S. Air Force. It is a single-seat, twin-engine, supersonic all-weather stealth fighter aircraft designed as an air superiority fighter, but also incorporates ground attack, electronic warfare, and signals intelligence capabilities. Number 5, Leaning Tower of Pisa. On December 15, 2001, the Leaning Tower of Pisa reopens after 11 years and $27 million spent to stabilize it, without fixing its famous lean. Number 6, John Paul Getty found. On December 15, 1973, in a petrol station of Lauria in the province of Potenza. Shortly after the ransom was paid, John Paul Getty was found. Getty was kidnapped in the Piazza Farnese in Rome in July 1973, when he was 16. He was the grandson of the richest man in the world. While living in Rome, he was kidnapped and held for a $17 million ransom. His grandfather was reluctant to pay, but, after John Paul Getty's severed ear was received by a newspaper, the grandfather negotiated a payment of $2.2 million. Number 7, Gone with the Wind. Released on December 15, 1939, Gone with the Wind is an epic historical romance film adapted from the 1936 novel. Gone with the Wind was immensely popular when first released. It became the highest-earning film made up to that point and held the record for over a quarter of a century. When adjusted for monetary inflation, it is still the highest-grossing film in history. Number 8, Trivial Pursuit created. On December 15, 1979, the game was created in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, by Chris Haney, a photo editor, and Scott Abbott, a sports editor. After finding pieces of their Scrabble game missing, they decided to create their own game. With help, they completed development of the game, which was released in 1981. Number 9, Spice World. Released on December 15, 1997, Spice World is a British musical comedy film that stars pop girl group the Spice Girls, who all play themselves. The film depicts a series of fictional events leading up to a major concert at London's Royal Albert Hall. The film grossed $56 million at the worldwide box office and received primarily negative reviews. Number 10, Gustave Eiffel's birthday. Born on December 15, 1832, Gustave Eiffel was a French civil engineer. He made his name with various bridges for the French railway network. He is best known for the world-famous Eiffel Tower, designed by his company and built for the 1889 Universal Exposition in Paris, and his contribution to building the Statue of Liberty in New York. There you have it. Thanks for your time. Please consider a subscribe and see you tomorrow.